Hey, bud. Welcome back to another episode of Casually Explained. I'm your friendly neighborhood recruit dog, here to casually explain all things Rainbow Six Siege. Today we're talking about the Korean operator Dokkaebi. And yes, Ubisoft has confirmed that's how you pronounce her name. Literally up until this video, I've been calling her Dokkaebi. So now that I know how to properly pronounce her name, let's start the video. Casually Explained. Dokkaebi is a South Korean operator that was released alongside with Vigil and Zofia during Year 2's Season 4 Operation White Noise. Her real name is Grace Nam. She was born in Seoul, South Korea on February 2nd, 1988. Growing up, she was a tomboy who also happened to be into technology. To avoid the image of the rebellious tomboy, she bought fake glasses and adopted a geek girl persona. Meanwhile, her computer and technological skills earned her national scholarships, which she actually ended up turning down in favor of joining the army. Here, her advanced tech skills and ability to adapt to most situations earned her a spot in the 9th Special Forces Brigade, also known as the Ghosts. No, not that Ghosts. Not the Ghosts from Call of Duty. Oh my god, look, now we have dogs in the game. Different Ghosts. Anyways, from here she furthered her career even more and was eventually accepted into the 707th Special Missions Battalion, and consequently, Team Rainbow Six. The other half of the 707th SMB is Vigil, the defender that was released alongside with Dokkaebi. Dokkaebi is a well-rounded 2-armor, 2-speed attacker. She comes equipped with 2 options for primary weapons, and 2 options for secondary weapons. Her primaries being the MK14 EBR Marksman Rifle and the BOSG 12 shotgun. Then her secondaries are both machine pistols. You've got the C75 Auto and the SMG-12. Starting with her primaries, her MK14 is a pretty popular choice, and for good reason. It's a semi-automatic marksman rifle with a base damage of 60.
That's a lot of damage!
And a magazine size of 21 rounds. The fact that it's a semi-auto rifle makes recoil pretty much non-existent, and throwing a commentator coupled with a vertical grip on it, it makes the tiny amount of recoil there is even smaller. These 2 attachments plus an ACOG is probably your best bet for a loadout when using the MK14, but honestly sights come down to a personal opinion. This gun is great to use at long distances and even up close and personal. Moving on to her other primary option, we have the BOSG 12 break action shotgun. It's got a base damage of 125.
No, that's a lot of damage!
And can hold 2 12-gauge slugs loaded at a time. Unlike most shotguns, this one fires a single slug instead of many individual pellets. This gives it much more of a range and damage than most shotguns, but this gun is kind of a hit or miss. Like, literally. You had better be very confident in your shots if you're going to use this gun seriously. An insanely long reload animation is your penalty for missing your 2 shots with this gun. If you're in close range and you miss both of your shots, you had better switch to your secondary or book it out of there, because I doubt the enemy team's cav is going to be nice enough to wait around for you to reload before, turning around and killing you. I don't usually spend too much time on secondaries, since they're usually just an option between 2 pistols, but for Dokkaebi, I'll make the exception. She has 2 amazing secondaries. I really love both of these weapons, but we'll start out with my favorite of hers, the C75 Auto Machine Pistol. This is a fully automatic machine pistol. It has a base damage of 35 and a fire rate of 1000.
No, that's a lot of damage!
There's only one option attachment-wise, and that's with or without a suppressor. You can't put a sight on it or a foregrip, but technically it comes attached with an extra magazine that you use as a foregrip. A lot of people will look at the crazy recoil on this thing and just completely dismiss it, only really using it whenever you're mid-firefight and your primary runs out of ammo, or to finish off an already downed enemy. But hear me out, guys. Try keeping her MK14 out for long distance fights, but switching over to her C75 whenever it's close corners and tight hallways. I know what you're thinking. Recruit dog. That's so dumb. Also, you're a dog. What do you know about Siege? And also, how did you even make this video if you're just a dumb dog? Well, I got news for you, buddy. I'm the good boy, and I'm here to help. Okay, we got a little off track there. Yeah, if you use her C75 in close quarters, you will absolutely melt through people before they even know what's happening. Trust me, give it a shot. Lastly, we've got her SMG-12 machine pistol. It has a base damage of 27 and a fire rate of 1270. With this secondary, you can put attachments on everything except for the barrel, meaning you can actually run a sight with this gun. Then the choice between 2 foregrips and an optional laser sight. This gun is a lot like Sledge's and Smoke's SMG-11, so if you've used that weapon, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. You know, high recoil, small magazine, you know how it goes by now. So Dokkaebi's unique gadget is known as her logic bomb. It uploads a virus to the defender's phones, causing them to ring and vibrate nonstop until the defender resets their phone manually. These can be used twice around. The only way to not be affected by her logic bomb is to either be Echo, who is immune due to his history with collaborations with her, making him familiar with the virus, or to stand within the radius of a mute jammer. Not only can she pull out her leapfrog gamepad and call your phone nonstop until you eventually answer it really passively aggressively, like she's your overbearing ex-girlfriend, but once the defender dies, they'll drop their phone, which you can then hack to gain access to the defender's cams. It's every Valk's worst nightmare. You of course can counter this by destroying your buddy's phone if he dies near you, but most people forget to look or are just too busy, trying not to die. Dokkaebi works great in teams with communications. If your buddies or teammates go Jackal and Lion, you've got a pretty solid strat there. Can you imagine your phone buzzing nonstop and then the game yelling at you that you're being tracked by Jackal, and then Lion sets off his E1D drone? Good god, I can feel the anxiety already. If you're soloing it though, it's a good idea to set your logic bombs off outside of objective doorways and windows. Then you can wait a second to give them time to start turning off their phones and use this opportunity to peek. Obviously this is a bit of a risk though. Enemies aren't always going to shut off their phone immediately, but it's super satisfying whenever it does work. Alright, it's that time again. Remember to be kind to your friends and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tachanka bless you and your family. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Your phone is ringing. Here. Let me get that for you.